I did not realize that Dardus was the village headsman. His house, built of unplastered mud brick, was larger than the others, and had 4 rooms opening on a small walled garden. Jars of warm water for us to wash in had been set ready in the room I was to share with Sebec. There was clean matting on the floor, and a fresh cover on each of the 2 bed-places. Someone had even put a shallow dish, filled with trails of blue convolvulus, on the high window-sill. Dardus's elder daughter ate with us, but when the meal was finished, she left us alone with her father. At first he had been a little diffident, but soon he began to talk more freely. I saw that to him the rest of Egypt was an alien country. Even those who lived in the adjoining nomes of the hare and the jackal might have been Asiatics. Listening to him made me realize that for all I knew of the rest of the 2 lands, they might indeed be alien. I was nearly 14, yet had never been outside the boundaries of the Oryx. Sebec had been outside them, but why did he never speak of it? I had supposed it was because everything he had seen on those brief journeys was too familiar to be of interest. Why was the Oryx different? Why did even father so seldom go beyond his own lands? Sebec was tired. Only courtesy held back his yawns, and when he went to bed, I stayed and talked to Dardus. A boy and a fisherman who was already growing old, talking together on the night a crocodile was killed. I wonder if a man, who wore the double crown, cried out in his sleep at an echo from the future. This is the story which Dardus told me. I was born in a village down river, but though it was less than 5 days' journey from the boundary of the Oryx, it might have been among foreigners that I grew up, so different is their way of life to ours. The priests taught us that the gods must be propitiated by gifts, and that if these were considered unworthy, a plague or a famine would be sent as punishment. So when, it was more than 12 years ago, the river fell lower than in living memory, it was easy for us to believe it was a sign of Newt's anger that the water stank and the mud-flats grew wider every day. My brother and I took our last possession of any value. It was a necklace which had belonged to my mother, 5 turquoise beads on a knotted cord, and added it to what was being collected from the 4 other villages, which paid tribute to the same temple. Our spokesman took these offerings to the town, exchanging them for gold, which, before being taken to the temple, was made into the form of a fish. Still the river did not rise, and when the spokesman went again to the temple, he was told that Newt would not relent until one of us had been made sacrifice to the river. There were some brave enough to speak against this command, but they were soon silenced, for the people were beginning to fear that the river had forever forsaken us, and fear breeds faster than lice in a foreigner's beard. Until the sacrifice was chosen, no one knew ease. Whispers crept like thieves from house to house. Who shall it be? Which of us has angered Newt and made us suffer? Because of their ignorance, they chose the one who was least like themselves. She was a woman named Hyub, who, though blind since birth, had shown herself to have a sight which is not possessed by ordinary people. The others found it easy to forget how she had always been gentle, and had given them cause to honour her. But I could not forget how when I was a child she had saved me from becoming a cripple. I had been lame for a long time, and Hyub had come to my mother, and asked if she might be allowed to look for the cause of my hurt. My leg was swollen, and I could not sleep for pain. Hyub took the foot between her hands, and put it against her forehead. Then she said, "There is a thorn, small and curved, deep in the soft flesh under the instep. It is the seed of the pain, and must be cut out." She marked my foot with quail's blood where the cut must be made. The thorn was found, and the wound soon healed. Because of Hyub, I was not lame any more. Yet to my shame, I made no open protest when they bound her hands and told her she must die. She walked serenely between the men who took her.